Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel, Peace with Sha. Go by Sha or Shalonda. This is the Wellness Diaries Wellness Series video, and I'm super excited to be back on camera in front of you all today. I have been just thinking about what are things that make me feel like really alive and that are very therapeutic and meditative. And one thing that immediately came to my mind was gardening and just being outside, being in nature, hearing the birds chirp and watching them fly, and then just touching plants and just being around plants. I just feel like it makes me remember that one, I can slow down, I can breathe, I'm a living being, I'm alive, I'm not a machine, and it just helps me to really just enjoy this life experience so much more. And so one goal I have for this spring quarter as it relates to my wellness is to do more hobbies that are very simple but make me feel alive, make me feel relaxed, that are very therapeutic and just cause me to slow down. I think a lot of times our nervous systems just need to slow down, and so for me that's gardening. I feel like when I'm in a garden, when I'm planting things, it's so exciting to watch things grow. It's so exciting to tend to things. It's so therapeutic just to be in nature, and I feel like this is one way I can really connect to nature. So I'm really excited about sharing some of the things I'll be doing for my garden and other hobbies I'll be exploring to really just help me take care of like my nervous system and be well in that capacity. So today I just wanted to share with you all everything I'm planting in my garden. If you follow me, you know I had a smaller garden a couple years ago. I think it was very small in the back of my patio, and this year I've been so blessed to just have a lot more space to work with, so I plan on just planting a lot more things. So I'm going to share with you some of the transplants that I have, and then we're going to get into these seeds that I have. And I don't know if I'm going to plant all these seeds, but just some things that I'm thinking about, and maybe I'll give you some ideas too if you're thinking about gardening as well. Okay, so let's go through these transplants. The first ones are some collard greens. We had a frost when I initially got these, and I don't know what I was thinking, but some of them died, a few of them died. So I decided to get a second batch of transplants, and they're not looking too happy either. They definitely need to be placed in the ground. And the same is true for these kale. Like only a couple of the plants made it, so I decided to get a second batch of transplants, and these look much happier and a lot more healthier for sure. Then I also have some onions. These are some expression onions, so kind of like some yellow onions. They won't get too big, but I am really excited to plant these. I've never planted onions before. Of course, like some other of our plants didn't quite fare that well throughout the frost. So this lavender plant wasn't too happy about the weather either, but I've been trying to take them back in at night just so that they won't be so stressed when the weather cools down. But luckily it's getting warm now. I have several marigolds that I'm just going to place throughout the entire garden. I have a jalapeno plant here. I really was interested in a lot of pepper plants, so I have a jalapeno plant, a sweet banana pepper, and then red and green bell pepper plants. So I have two of each of these. Then I have two tomato plants, and these I'm learning are very sensitive to water. The other day they were like hanging over, like they were so sad. As soon as I gave them water, I came back 30 minutes later and they were just so happy. We have some more lavender over here. I have a different variety of lavender, and some of them are starting to flower a little bit, so hopefully I can repot this very soon. A lot of these plants are starting to get root bound, so not having a lot of space for their roots and just not being very happy with having like that air that they also need to grow and grow well. I also have some oregano, really looking forward to that and just grabbing some fresh oregano from the garden. We also have some strawberries. I'm super excited about these strawberries. We have harvested a few of them already, and as you can see, some of them are almost ready to be harvested again. I'm not expecting a big yield from these, but they're looking pretty good for what it's worth. I'm hoping to just try out a couple tricks and things I've seen online to see if I can get bigger sizes naturally, but I'm covering them right now so the squirrels and birds won't get them, because I know they're going to be super tasty to them. And I also have some basil. I want to get some more basil. It is yellowing a little bit, so it doesn't look that happy. I'm trying to wait before I start pruning it, but we'll see how it fares when I put it in the ground. I did notice the other day that a lot of things were kind of biting the leaves of my plants, and I found that something had laid eggs, so I removed them. And I also found a couple other smaller critters, so I know that's going to be something I'm going to have to continue to look out for. But it's definitely time to put these in the ground, so I'm definitely going to put most of the transplants in the ground today. Super excited about that. I also have this blueberry bush. I'm really excited but also nervous about it. This is the variety of the blueberry. I've never planted a fruit bush before, but I know it's going to require a lot of care, and what it needs for soil is very different from the other vegetables. So I think I'm going to plant it in its own separate container. So really excited about that. Okay, so this is the flower bed that we're working with. It's pretty big. It's about 12 by 10 feet. So it's a lot of good spacing. I've decided that I want to try square foot gardening, and so I'm kind of like breaking it off into blocks of 4 by 4, so 16 blocks. So a block here, a block there, a block there, and a block there. So I'm hoping to get a lot of those transplants in the ground today or tomorrow. Mostly the ones that I feel like are getting super big, like the tomatoes and the peppers and the kale and the collards. I think those need to just go ahead in the ground. Who am I kidding? Probably everything except the lavender, the basil I might hold off on because I want that to be near the strawberries. So I have to rework my gardening plan. I wrote down a whole schematic of how I wanted to plant everything, but I've had time to think about things a little bit more, do some more research. So that likely will change. But I wanted to share with you all the seeds that I had. I think I went a little overboard, just a tad bit crazy. I do think I'm in over my head just a little bit. And you know, I was talking to my dad about all the things I'm gonna plant, and he's like, what aren't you planting? I'm like, true. So we'll see. I have had experience helping with gardens before. I've helped do a community garden with my church. I've done my own garden. Growing up, I've helped my dad with our family garden. So I'm confident in a lot of those learned skills and knowledge that I gained along the way. And I'm also really excited about learning more online from other people, other channels, and just doing a lot of my own reading. So without further ado, let's just get into these seeds. So I guess I'll start with like some of my flowers. I really do want to get some more flowers, but right now I have this alsam, or I think it's, you say alsam, and it's like a cover. So it's like a carpet of snow, and it kind of like covers the ground for you. And I think that will really help modulate the temperature in the soil a lot better. Then I have these snapdragons, and the only reason I got these because they're so pretty to me. I think they're so pretty, and I hope that they attract like bees, hopefully ladybugs. I'm not sure if they're gonna get butterflies due to some of the things I'm planning on doing to protect my garden from rodents like squirrels and rabbits and stuff like that, but I'm really looking forward to planting these. And I also have some cosmos. I'm most excited about these cosmos because they are a cut flower, and you know, I'm really excited about making some flower bouquets, so I'm really excited about this. I'm looking into other cut flowers. If you have cut flowers that you love, drop them down in the comments. I would love to look into some more. I'm gonna try to rapid fire because if not, I feel like we'll be here all day. I have so many seeds. So we'll start with like more rooty types of vegetables. So I have this rainbow mix of carrots. I love carrots, and I feel like they'll be perfect for a snack, a salad, all the things. Beets. I don't really eat beets too much, but I'm interested in like pickling some beets or having beets in salad. That's the way I see myself eating these the most. Like a kale salad, some feta cheese or goat cheese or something like that. So I got some beets, and I love green onions, so I also got some green onions. Of course, you could just buy some from the store, cut them down and stick them in the ground, which I might do as well, but I did want to try to grow some from seed. Let's get into some of the more bigger plants, the more viney plants. So I have some garden beans, so these are some string beans, and I'm really excited about these. I also have just some regular peas I'm excited about. Usually I get pepper from transplants, but I am gonna try to do these peppers from seeds. These are some cayenne peppers, and so I'm not that invested if they don't work because I don't eat cayenne peppers that often, but if they did work, that would be super fun just to learn how to take care of them from seedling up into a mature plant. Of course, I had to get cucumbers. I feel like cucumbers are very, I won't say easy, but I kind of do think they're a pretty easy vegetable to grow. Like if you're a first-time gardener, I feel like cucumbers and more like leafy greens are pretty easy to grow. So I'm really excited about these cucumbers. And then to supplement some of the collards, I already have some of the transplants. I'm gonna probably do some succession planting. So I also have some seeds of collards, and I also have seeds of kale as well, which are over here, so I won't talk about that, but I also have seeds of kale. Okay, so now we're going to get into like basically my salad garden. So these are all the things that I would love to have for a salad outside of the kale that I've already shared. So we have some Swiss chard, which you kind of cook this, but you can still kind of make salads with this, you know. I have classic mesclun, which I'm really excited about. Of course, we have some spinach, and we also have salad bowl lettuce. So I've grown lettuce and spinach in the past. It's very easy to grow, I feel like, and very rewarding because it doesn't take long for them to harvest before you can actually start eating those produce. So I'm really excited about those. And then I also have some herbs that I'm gonna try to grow from seed. With herbs too, I think it probably is a lot more easier to buy transplants. So I'm not too invested if these do or don't produce the way that I want them to. I think this is more so an experiment for me, just to learn and grow as a gardener and as a scientist and just as a person interested in like how to take care of, you know, nature and how to take care of plants and things of that nature. So I have some parsley. I also have cilantro. I love cilantro. And also I know when these bolt and start to flower, you start to get coriander, which I'm also interested in getting so that I can make their powder or just use the seeds. So I'm very interested in just experimenting with like drying herbs to have them for cooking or using them fresh as well. So I'm thinking about getting a dehydrator, which I'm very excited about. I also have some dill. And while I don't eat dill that much, I'm thinking if some of these cucumbers do really well, that I can try to make pickles and dill pickles, but then I can also just find other recipes to use dill with, but also just maybe let these get mature and or harvest them to dry them just to have like dill seasoning. So super excited about that. And I also have thyme, which is gonna take so many days to mature, but I feel like a lot of these could be good ground covers even if I can't harvest them for a very long time. That was a lot. Those are all the things I want to put in the ground, and like I said, I had a plan. I think my plan is still going to work, but I just want to think about things a little bit more and maybe think more about successional planning, like not feeling like I need to plant everything at once, even if I have the space to do so. Like, don't feel pressure to do it. So I'm just going to take you guys down just to see the lay of the land, and I'll try to get some footage of me actually planting things today. We'll see how easy or hard that is because I do want to be mindful of the time that I have to do this today, but I'm very excited. I'm so excited that you're going to join me in this adventure. So yeah, let's go. I originally had a whole layout and plan, but I think I'm going to change it a little bit, but it's not going to change too much. I kind of want to keep a couple things throughout, like things that are going to be very tall and need support, or that could just be used for salads, or all the like peppers and stuff. So I've been playing with different like assemblages, and I think I know what I want to do in my mind, even if it's not here on paper. So what I'm doing right now is just taking all of the plants, and I have some this wheelbarrow too, and I'm just going to essentially kind of lay it out before I start planting anything. I'm gonna start with some tomato plants. I end up getting another tomato plant, aroma tomato, and then I have this big boy tomato, and then I also have a beefsteak tomato. I'm gonna put them near the marigolds that I put up there at the top. Interspread it with some basil in between. I have way more peppers than I realized. Sweet banana pepper. Then we have a green pepper. So this is the first block, and so far I only have 3 rows. I might keep it that way. I feel like the tomatoes might get very big, and I think they might want some air and space. Same with this tomato here. So I actually might, I might just put the spinach actually right here. And because I imagine I want to have like a couple trellises for each of the tomato plants. Just want to give them room. So actually I think this first block is just going to be 3. So 9 blocks total with 2 empty so that I can have space for each tomato on either side. And then I'm going to put garden like beans right here, and I'm going to put spinach in this block. And we have our marigolds to try to keep pests away, and basil as well to keep pests away, and also to enhance the flavor of the tomato plants. So I'm going to go ahead and like plant this block. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to plant this block or continue putting other things down for the blocks. We'll see. Maybe I want to plant first to see how everything looks before I break, you know, the ground. But I'm definitely going to have to water this dirt. So dry. We did put manure on here to also help with fertilizer. And of course the plants come with their own fertilizer, but I'm hoping that's enough. And if not, I might do like a drip liquid fertilizer later on. Okay, so I have the layout down. I just wanted to get the layout down, and I realized I probably should have watered the soil before I did this. So I'm gonna pick up the seed packets and just water the soil just so it can be moist and stuff before I actually put anything in the garden bed. But we have our sections here. This is more like kale, carrots, stuff like that. This would be cucumbers, strawberries, lettuce, basil. These are collard greens, tomato, and herb area. These are like our peppers, onions, and herb area too. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture so I don't forget where I put the seeds. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put everything in the ground. So actually, there are like some little critters right there on the kale. So I'm actually gonna clean this up. I thought I got all of them, but nope. There's still some here. So this is what the garden's currently looking like. All the transplants are in the ground. A couple of them look a little sad. We went through some things yesterday, but for the most part everything looks pretty happy and good. I might end up pulling this kale because it was one of the ones that were just not happy, and it's not looking too happy right now, but maybe I'll just give it some time to establish. I'm really excited about these dahlias. I'm gonna put some more cut flowers in the corner. I think it'll be really cute just to have some cut flowers and just like attract more bees to the garden. A few other of the plants don't look that happy. We're gonna fix it today, but I'm really excited about just, you know, putting more seed into the ground. I am gonna add some more dirt to a lot of these squares just to add a little bit more depth for some of the root plants like the carrots and stuff, but I'm super excited. So we're gonna put thyme right there next to the tomatoes. They're a good companion plant. We're gonna put beets here. We're gonna put some dill next to the collard greens. They're supposed to be a good companion plant as well. And I'm hoping the smell will also deter pests. And I'm gonna put some more flower deterrent species right there. We're gonna put some parsley here because it's also supposed to enhance the flavor of tomatoes. And yeah, I think I would just love to have some more herbs here. And then we're gonna have some beans right here, some French fillet beans. And then we're gonna have some French onions, our evergreen bunching onions over here. So green onions, hot peppers, and we're gonna plant our carrots today. And I think that's all we're gonna do today. And then we'll do the rest of the bed tomorrow. I think I'm actually gonna do it in the morning so I can just water everything at one time. Okay, so I just got done planting all the seeds except with exception. Oh my gosh, there's a hawk chasing a bird. Okay, anyway, all the seeds with the exception of flowers have been planted in the garden bed. Now the last thing that I'm going to plant in the garden bed are these strawberries. I've been being super scary about it because I feel like nothing has really been in the gardens like these past few days except like ants and like a couple butterflies and of course like bees and stuff, but I haven't seen any birds or squirrels try to get in here. But I feel like once they see like a brightly colored fruit, like where is it, like this, I feel like they're definitely gonna try to get in. So I'm gonna use this like cover and put it over them when I put it in the yard, I mean in the garden bed. And then I'm also gonna plant these basils around them. I've been doing companion planting, basically that's been my strategy. I've done companion planting but not to this extent before when I had like my little patio garden. So I'm interested to see how this is going to work out, but I'm really excited to get this in the ground. And then I'm just going to sprinkle the flower seeds everywhere, and then I'm going to go get in a shower and rest. Like this has taken a long time over the past of like 3 to 4 days, which is fine, but I think I just forgot how like physically strenuous garden can be, especially when you're first getting everything together. I feel like afterwards, outside of like picking weeds and stuff, it's not too hard. Just getting it started, but I'm really excited. So let's go ahead and put this in the ground, and then we're gonna give the garden a light water, and then we'll be done for the day. It's gonna be like 80 degrees today, so I'm hoping it's not too hot for the lettuce and stuff, but we'll see. Okay, so this is how I have things spread out. I think I'm just gonna put this basil interspersed between right there. I don't know if it's enough room or not, but this is also just a big experiment, so I guess we'll see. Okay, so everything is planted. I just ended up covering the plants, the strawberry plants that actually had fruit on them, and I'm just gonna let these ones just get some extra sun and dry out. And once fruit starts coming on them, I'm gonna cover them too. Everything has been watered. I put some not wildflowers, like zinnias and some marigolds and sunflower seeds like along the bed of the garden. So everything should be happy. I sprinkled them one more time since it's gonna be so hot today. And I think as of now, we're good with everything that's in the garden. Okay, so I'm totally exhausted, but I'm so excited. I can't wait to see how the garden progresses, how it grows. I feel like I'm gonna learn a lot. This is like my first time having this much space with a garden and planting this many things. I may have gone overboard just a bit, but I feel like I'm gonna learn a lot. I have like a garden notebook, so I'm gonna take some notes from what I visualized today with some of the plants that look a lot better. Some of them are still not looking too great, like my sage is still looking very, very sad. And I hate that I broke it up. I kind of feel like I should have let it stay together until it got more mature. But I also planted some more sage seeds, so we'll see what happens there. I'm very excited, but that's going to be the end of this video. I can't wait to come back and share some more with you all. I have a lot more to share and a lot more to this series as part of the wellness series, like garden edition of the wellness series. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, peace, love, and joy, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.